So for interaction two, Maria and I were talking and we realized that we were both going to Ann Arbor for the U of M Michigan State game. So we decided that we would just meet up there, hang out. So I was at my friend's parents' tailgate and I just sent her the location of that. So her and her friend came over to where we were and then we just hung out for a while there. And then we ended up walking to meet up with some of my other friends at a frat. So we spent quite a while together, really just hanging out and experiencing game day. So my thoughts and feelings before the interaction were all positive. I wasn't really nervous or anything. She's very nice. I was pretty excited for the game, just for the day in general, and to talk to her and just to see her experience, how crazy the U of M Michigan State rivalry is. I didn't really have any concerns other than just wanting her to have fun. Maria seemed like she was having a good time. I introduced her to my friends. We all just hung out. She told me that in Spain they don't really have tailgating or big parties before their sporting events, and their big sport is soccer, obviously. So instead of tailgating, they usually go out to bars and watch the game there, or they'll have friends over or go to a friend's house. And I was talking to her about how that's pretty similar here. If you don't really live in or near a college town, then you just pretty much do the same thing. And I thought that, or she thought that it was amazing how into it everyone gets with their clothes. Everyone goes all out. And then when we were walking down the road, she was amazed by all of the banners, people would spray paint, and then hang up. She thought that was funny. And then as far as my reactions, thoughts, and feelings go, I had a fun time. Maria was really easy to talk to and hang out with. I was worried that she wouldn't have a good time, so that was something I was trying to make sure that she was having fun. It seemed like she did, and I think she was a little overwhelmed by the amount of people, especially when we went to the frat where my friends were at. There were a ton of people. It was really packed. So I think that was a little bit overwhelming and a little bit different. Usually here it's not that crazy, and she said at home there's nothing like that. So I mean it was cool to see her experience that. And then relating this to class, the iceberg model of culture was something that stuck out to me. We talked about or as we talked some of those underlying and less visible ideas and values sort of became more evident. She was surprised that people from both schools got along so well, which I found to be interesting. She was talking to me a lot about how in Spain when there's a big soccer match, especially a rivalry, the two teams don't hang out together, and if they do, things can get really aggressive. She was telling me people fight a lot, which I mean definitely can happen here, but I don't think it's super common. I mean people from both schools were hanging out the whole time tailgating, and I didn't really see any fighting or anything, so I thought that was interesting. So as far as intercultural sensitivity, I noticed her comparing things that were happening and just things in general here, comparing it to the way things are at home or something that happens at home, which is sort of related to the ethnocentrism, because she was using her culture as a frame of reference for things that were happening. So after reflecting some small insights about culture that I realized were how important sports are here, and especially in college, you sort of base what you're doing like around these sporting events. Like we drove all the way to Ann Arbor. We woke up at like 5 in the morning to like go tailgate for a football game. So I think like that really stuck out to me. Like how she was like so surprised that that's something that like we would do here. Um, and then she was talking like about how she isn't really like into sports like at home. She doesn't go to like sporting events or anything. And then like in Spain, like soccer is really big, but she said like at her university, there's like nothing um, like what she experienced on Saturday. So I mean that was cool to just like see her experience something new, and I think she had a good time. So overall, it was a success.